Hello all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to learn about break statements in VBA. So in the previous video, we have seen for loop and for each loop. So we just have seen the basics of for each. We'll see that for each loop in detail in the upcoming sessions. But we have seen for loop. So you might have a question like, if you have a condition where we'll have to break that for loop. So we'll have to stop that for loop in between. How can we do that? So here is it. So we can do it using break statement. So in this video, we are going to see that how to use this break statement to stop the for loop in between. So without wasting time, let's get back to the Excel. So as I've said, we'll be using the same sheet which we're using for the for all the coding. We'll just for this time we'll just use the next sheet, the new sheet. Let's get back to the code. Okay, let's have a similar for loop over here. Let me just copy it. And while doing this, consider we have a condition where it will check if I is greater than, say, 10. Then and if. So consider any condition over here. So this is just one condition to show you how to use that break statement. So rather doing this, you could have done it over here as well, like just specifying that particular condition. But I wanted to use this condition to show you the use of the break statement. So break. So here for this, what we use it, we use exit for. So what this will do is this for loop will be executing when I is equals to 1. This condition will not match, so it will not get inside this particular this particular section. It will execute these two lines. Next, I is equals to 2. This condition not met. Then again execute these two lines. Simultaneously, it will come as like I is equals to 9. This condition not met. These two lines executed. I plus plus. I is equals to 10. This condition still not met because the condition says I is greater than 10. So now when I is equals to 10, this will still execute. Then we have these two lines. These two lines will still execute, and I is equals to 11. Now this condition is met. It will get inside, and it says exit for, which means it will exit the current loop which is iterating. So we'll see how it does. So let me debug it. I'm pressing F8. So when I is equals to 1, let me change the sheet name. You can see that that exit for statement was not executed. So what we can do is we can put a breakpoint as well using F9. So what do we mean by breakpoint is like if we want to execute a particular part of code, so we can't actually wait to see this loop getting running 10 times or iterating over 10 times. So you can use the breakpoint. So whichever line you wish to stop the execution, you can just press F9, or you can just come over here and just click in this gray section for that particular line, and just click it. It'll create a breakpoint over here. But for now, let me just execute it. I is equals to 6, I is equals to 7, 8, 9, and 10 as well. It didn't get inside. So you can see. And now I is equals to 11, it got inside and exit for, which means the current executing for has been, it has come out of that particular for loop. Okay. So yeah, this is one. And in the previous session, we missed one topic, which was nested for. So we'll see it over here. For I is equals to, for j is equals to 1 to 5. Next j. So what we want to do is we want to run this particular for loop 5 times, which it means when j is equals to 1, this I will be executed 1,000 times. After the execution, it will come over here. It says j next j, which it means then j will become equals to 2. Then again, this I will execute for 1,000 times. This j will again will can become equals to 3. So that's how that this is how you can use a nested for inside for. So you can see like the outside for, it will have a next j outside, and the inside for, it will have the next j inside. So you cannot switch that position, otherwise your loop will not perform correctly or will not iterate correctly. So that's the way you should follow the coding standards, or the proper line by line coding. So whenever you write any for statement, you make sure you are writing next statement there itself, so that like you will not miss that particular statement at the end. So you can see here. So I'll show you how this exit for statement works in multiple for loops or in a nested for loop session. So you can see when I is equals to now I is equals to 3, for j equals to 1, I is equals to 3. Then I has become equals to 5 now. 7, 9, 10, and 11. It has come out. So it has come out of this for, but the outside for is still there. So at a time, you can just write one exit for statement for a single for loop. If you wish to write it, if you wish to come out of the entire for from all the for loops, which like all the nested for loops, you'll have to write those many exit for statements. So the exit for will be used for the innermost iterating for loop only. So that's how you can see here. So now when j was equals to 1, it has executed this I 10 times because of this condition. Now what we'll do is this with j will become equals to 2, and this I will again iterate. So this is how it will do. So that's how you use nested for loop. So nested for loop, I didn't deliberately took it up in the previous session because I wanted to show you this exit for statement over this nested for as well. So you could get it like how can we use this nested for, and how can we use the exit for statement within as well. So that's how you use exit statement or break statement. So why did I call it as break statement is because in generic coding standards, like be it in Java, Python, or any other languages, so to exit any loop, we call it as a break. So that's why we call this exit for statement as break statement, but the actual nomenclature of this is exit for. So that's how that's what we that's all we have for this particular video. In the next video, we'll use the do while and while do loops. Till then, thank you.